just want all you Democrats, liberals, and lefties to know that whatever they decide to charge Trump with, Biden's got to be charged with it too. Because he committed the exact same.
You know, one thing that I appreciate about this guy is the confidence with which he consistently shares inaccurate information. He's saying that Trump and Biden committed the exact same crime. Is that true? Let's take a look, shall we? Now, before we begin, I want to point out that the information I'm sharing is what we know as of today, January 14th, around midday. If any more information surfaces in the next few hours or days that proves that Biden may have violated these statutes that I'm about to show you, then I absolutely think he should be indicted and then tried if necessary, and if found guilty, he should be convicted. All right, with that out of the way, let's look at what 3 statutes Trump may have violated. First one is this one right here, 18 U.S. Code 793, which disciplines the gathering, transmitting, or losing of defense information. First, we don't know what the classified documents that were discovered in Biden's boxes contained and whether they contained defense information. But most importantly, this statute applies only in one case, and that is if the gathering, transmitting, or losing of defense information is done with the intent to injure the United States of America. And obviously, there is absolutely nothing out there, at least right now, that tells us that even suggests that Biden had that intent. All right, next statute. It's this one right here, 18 U.S. Code 2071, which disciplines the concealment, removal, or mutilation generally of specific government records. And again, here, as you'll see, it's a commonality in all 3 statutes. The key element is the willfulness. So willfulness and intent are key elements in all 3 statutes. We know that the removal was more than likely willful and lawful. The vice president can remove classified documents. The question is, was the retention willful or not? So we need to ask ourselves, did the person that possessed those documents know that the documents were there? Now, in Trump's case, we know that Pat Cipollone had isolated those famous 15 boxes because they were supposed to go to NARA because they knew they contained government records. And we also know that that order was not carried through because the boxes ended up in Mar-a-Lago and were also retained for 18 months after the NARA and the Department of Justice requested them back for 18 months. So likely intent and willfulness on Trump's part, but we really can't say the same thing about Biden. And lastly, 18 U.S. Code 1519, which disciplines the destruction, alteration, and falsification of records that are part of a federal investigation. And again, in this case, knowing that you're doing that is important, but there is nothing out there that says that Biden even destroyed, altered, or falsified documents, let alone that he did so willfully. Sorry I went fast, but as of today, there is nothing that suggests that the Trump and Biden situation from a legal perspective are alike.